Hello, and welcome to our intro video about model organization and versioning in Model Catalog. We're excited to help you manage your machine learning models with ease. When it comes to managing models, organization and version control is essential. Without a good model management tool, it can be difficult to keep track of changes made to your models over time, which leads to chaos. We made Verta's model catalog so it's easy for you to register models and their versions and stay organized. Whoever creates the model should register it into the catalog, which will aggregate all the models in your organization. From there, this information is easy to share and discover for other machine learning scientists in your organization, as well as anyone collaborating with them. To register a model or version, use the Python client. Once registered, you can manage the entity via the client as well as use the platform UI to retrieve and update information. Models represent a business use case for machine learning and contain information about why the model was created, what the machine learning task is, and the activity history related to the model. The releasable increment of a model is a version. Versions store the technical metadata related to a model as well as its release and approval status. Your model catalog homepage will help you discover all the models that have been registered by you and your teammates and key information about them like live deployments. It's a time investment upfront to complete the information on a model card, but it saves much more time later in discovering and managing models. Let's take a closer look. We recommend providing an easy to understand model name and a TLDR description of what the model does. Don't forget to tag the model with data and task type, as well as the correct owner and relevant labels so that it's easy to find later in the catalog. The model's API and version status are key to your model's card. All of this information is available at a quick glance for quick situational awareness of any model. The information is dynamically populated from the version. More on that later. When writing documentation for your model, you may use our template or your own. Our template consists of a series of questions to answer about your model. If you have other documentation prepared, drop a link or a screenshot in the README file for your collaborators to find later. The version control panel and activity log will be updated for you as versions are registered and interacted with. You will register as many versions for your models as you need. For models with online learning, new versions may be created frequently, and having a few dozen or even hundreds of versions is possible. Give each version a name, something semantic like English version 2 or increment with numbers. A description and changelog are available, and we encourage you to note the key differences between this version and its predecessors. The most important information about each version is its stage. This is the current machine learning and dev lifecycle step that the model version is in. And so much of the coordination inter and intra-team relies on the current understanding of a version stage. You may set a stage via the Python client or the UI. All stage changes requests are treated like PRs and require peer review to advance. The reproduce page contains the detailed technical specifications for this version to understand how this version was created and how to reproduce it. Attributes about the version logged at the registration are visible here, such as the implementation language and code dependencies. Nearly any kind of metadata can be logged as an attribute of the model as key value pairs. Use this to your advantage to record model test and validation results or any other information you know you will need readily available later. Users with access to your model experiment tracking can connect experiments and datasets used in the model creation process as well. The integrate page is designed to help with handoffs between data science and engineering teams. Artifacts for the model can be found here, as well as a few different ways to interact with the model's API. We strongly recommend registering your version with an API. You may provide some human context around the input and output data, so it's easy to understand here and in your model card. The release page contains all the information about a model's release status. Firstly, if the model is already released with a Verta system deployment or with an externally tracked deployment, it's visible here for anyone who looks at the version. For users with access to Verta's deployment system, new endpoints can be created from this page. Remember, this information is visible on the model catalog and will help your whole team stay in sync about model deployment and releases. The release page also contains the requirements and readiness for releasing this model. Whoever is responsible for releasing the model can review the vulnerability scan of the model and its release readiness checklist. We have more information about these features in later videos. Thanks for watching and happy model managing.